When did you realize that you are a real person and like this is a thing, life is a thing, you know? All of us like gain consciousness at the age of 5 or something, and yeah, we have like pretty much no memories of anything like before that. And consciousness doesn't always mean awareness. You can know you exist, but do you know how you're existing? Do you know the way you live might not necessarily be a good way to live? You know, it might just be a convenient way to live, but what if it's like not really a preferred way to live in the long run, you know? Oh my god. Being aware of yourself is something that's really significant in your life because it's just gonna help you understand yourself more, and the person you need to bond with the most is ultimately going to be yourself. Nobody's gonna be with you as much as you're gonna be with yourself, obviously. Oh god. I have once again been presented with an inconvenience. I forgot whatever I was saying, so yeah, I apologize if it was something important. Let's talk about what you would actually want to be, like as a person. What is your ideal way of life? You know, do you think like it's all just going to, you know, just be a constant thing, and you know, you just want to keep living the way you're living? If you're actually satisfied with the way you are, then I'm happy for you. But if you're not, then we need to fix some stuff, you know. I'm not happy with the way I'm living, and happy and satisfied are two different things. I am pretty satisfied with whatever I'm doing right now, but happiness will only come when I'm actually proud of everything I'm doing and I actually give it my 100%. And it's the same way for everyone. So, the best way to actually, you know, become self aware and actually know what you want in your life and how to actually become a better person, you don't need to really go to anyone else. You just need to write the stuff down that's bothering you, and you just have to assess it. You need to analyze everything, and you need to figure out what things you do are bothering your people, right? Bothering the people you love so much, bothering the people who are significant in your life, who have a lasting impact in your life, the people who care for you, the people you care for, if they're not okay with something you're doing, there's gonna be a reason, and you just need to decide whether that reason is good enough for you to change, or if you can actually convince them that what you're doing is actually right. If you can convince them, then it's all good, as then it's probably just their intuition and not really a huge concern. But if you can't really make them know that whatever you're doing is right, just maybe, okay, just maybe you might be the one in the wrong. And when you are the one who's wrong, apologizing to someone else or even to yourself isn't right. You need to actually learn how to take action, and you need to learn how to improve. You need to learn how to actually, uh, you know, how to actually figure out if you actually want to improve, or if you want to just cut that person away from your life because it's too much of an inconvenience to improve. And improvement, I don't mean like it could also be some change, some change that not necessarily lets you improve but is just convenient for someone else. Yeah, it, it's just two options, right? You either cut the person off or you change yourself. And writing shit down helps so much because your mind is just full of thoughts, and these thoughts are extremely difficult to arrange or give them priority in a sequential manner just in your head. It's extremely difficult. So when you write everything down, it's gonna simplify it. And you need to actually spend time with yourself, just by yourself, thinking. Just think if change is required. Think if you actually know what you're doing, and you know just think, keep thinking, as time spent thinking is the best use of your time. Now, don't just spend all of your time on thinking, but just know it will be the most important time spent. And you know, you need to know that you're not always going to be right. Doesn't matter how much you improve, how much your mental health improves, because sometimes being right is a subjective thing. And get closer. Even if you think you're right, some people just won't. And it doesn't necessarily mean that they're wrong or they're stupid. It could just be a change of perspectives. And, you know, your intuition is a good thing to have, but if it's proven to be wrong again and again, it just may not be in your best interest to trust your intuition. It might just hurt to know that your gut feeling, the whole essence of you know your person, your persona, your personality is just objectively wrong all the time. But yeah, if it is, you shouldn't make decisions intuitively. You shouldn't just do things because you feel a certain way. You need to actually catch yourself in the act. If you're getting really angry, or if you're getting really sad, just try to identify what's causing this and how it can be avoided, because negative feelings are always going to be there, but you need to actually learn how to counter these feelings, in order to function properly, because you don't really make good decisions when you're angry, or when when it's just not up to your convenience, you don't make good decisions, and that's just the way it is. So you need to be self aware, and you actually have to know if the things you're doing are actually good for you and the people around you, and if they do turn out to be wrong, then you need to learn how to fix stuff. Stop dwelling on your failures, and stop just apologizing, feeling bad, feeling guilty, because ultimately your feelings don't really mean shit in the real world. It might be like an insensitive thing to say, but if you just let your feelings control you and don't practice how to be more aware of your own condition, of your own self, then there's really no point in even hoping that your life gets better, because it won't. If you just are hyper focused on just your feelings and just act according to like your feelings the whole time and never actually practically think of something, it's not going to get better, and it will always end up in shit. So you just need to decide, and this decision may be hard, but it's gonna be one that you're gonna have to take. You're gonna have to decide if changing will actually help, or if it's just you know just gonna end up harming you. Anyways, just learn how to be self-aware, read books, learn from people, learn from their past experience, and yeah, just take advice from your friends, from your family, from your own people. What the hell? Whatever that is. Anyway, just talk to someone, figure out your life, because sometimes your perspective isn't the only perspective, and it's not going to be enough to make your own decisions. So you need to talk to someone, and talk to someone is trustworthy, someone who's a good person to have by your side, someone who hasn't been disloyal to their people, who has always cared, who no matter what has always been there for you and their own people, not just you. Discuss with these guys. you know it could be one person, it could be like three friends. Just talk to people, because ultimately all of us want to improve. What the hell? And just learn how to know yourself.